Hi, I'm Sophia Nelson and I'll be breaking down the Leaning In video for you today. So starting off, to summarize the article, it gave basically a little introductory paragraph on how inequality is rooted in society, how gender, race, class, they all contribute to experiences and opportunity, which I really felt went along with education. Obviously, we're all going to be educators that are taking this class, so those things are things to look for when we're teaching our children. And then I went on to talk about courses dealing with social justice and reasons why it might be a source of tension. So they gave 5 guidelines to kind of cut the tension and to really get the best information out of the class, or just for life. So guideline 1 was intellectual humility and basically being aware of willful ignorance and really utilizing peer review to help with that. Guideline 2 was opinions and informed knowledge and knowing the difference between those two. Guideline 3 was letting go of anecdotal evidence, so not using personal experiences or hearsay as factual knowledge, realizing that they're superficial and just kind of recognizing that. Guideline 4 was using reactions for deeper self-knowledge, so noticing that it can be upsetting for dominant groups to have these classes and hear these things. And Guideline 5 is positionality, which is the one I chose to work on this semester. So positionality is all about our position in society and how we see the world as individuals. So, for example, I'm able-bodied. An example I have of positionality is I'm able-bodied. In my example was the residence halls. I'm an RA in the residence halls. And I've noticed that it's very hard for disabled students to get around the building that I live in. So positionality is important in that I'm able-bodied, so I might not notice that, being that I don't have to look for an elevator, I don't have to look for a ramp, I can go up the stairs because I'm able-bodied. So it talks about really acknowledging that and knowing your position and trying to think outside of your own self. So an example the book gave was Columbus, founding America. It talks about how if you go to a colonizer, you're going to get a different perspective than if you go to the indigenous people. So if you go to a colonizer that was with Columbus, they're probably going to say he found America. If you talk to an indigenous person, they're going to say a completely different thing. So it talked about how knowledge is never value neutral. It's always kind of personal. It also talks about grading and the emphasis that school puts on grading. I remember being put in a ranked math class. I wasn't in the smartest math class, I was in the second smartest math class. And that really shaped my identity and how I felt about myself. I thought I was terrible at math because I wasn't in the highest one. And also with that, parents praise. If your child's in the smartest math class, you're obviously going to praise them. If they're doing very poorly, you're going to work on them and you're going to say you need to buck up type of thing. So that's all I have for today. My positionality, I'm going to work on just really trying to understand outside of my own personal self, being all the things I am, a white woman, heterosexual, cisgender, all of those things, kind of looking at different groups, looking at different beliefs, and trying to do better at that. So that's the end of the video. Thank you.